Andrea and Anna are hopeful the plankton in these murky waters will invite some megafauna. And it has, but not in the way they hoped.
We're on our way to a dive site now, and we actually see the locals cutting up some really big animal on the beach. So I'm assuming it's a manta ray. We see a big gill net behind them, so it's obviously an animal that's probably run into a gill net, as it happens along this coast. We've lost a lot of our mantas as a result of that, a lot of our other megafauna, so it's really important for us to get an understanding of, what's being caught, how it's being caught, and where.
Let's go! Wave coming. So Andrea and Anna and Claire decided to swim through the waves to go and see what it is, to identify the animal before they chop it up and it's unidentifiable. I'm going to quickly fly the drone just to get some evidence also and to get a picture.
Photo and video evidence of this incident is crucial for Andrea and her team to convince the Mozambican government of the need for manta protection along this coastline. They head in for a closer look and to collect specimens from the dead ray.
So you can see they've just killed a manta on a beach. I think they probably caught it in that gill net. You can see all of its gill rakers here on the beach. It's part of its head. We've obviously identified this as a female manta. You can see actually here its eggs. It has some very quite mature eggs.
The death of a mature female manta ray is a huge loss. Most females don't reach sexual maturity until they're 10 years old. It's assumed that a healthy mother gives birth to just one pup every 2 to 5 years throughout her lifetime, which is thought to be 40 years.
It's a big problem for these large animals because they reproduce so slowly that they cannot withstand any sort of fishing pressure. By far, the biggest threat to our marine megafauna here are gill nets. Gill nets are set up by many different groups of people and villages up and down this entire coastline, and they're set perpendicular to the coast. So as these animals travel up and down the stretch of water that they're utilizing, they'll run straight into these gill nets. And the fishermen might be looking for smaller fish to eat for dinner, but if they catch a manta, most of these people, they're hungry, they don't have many options, and they're gonna eat whatever swims into that net.
The manta ray is now completely chopped to pieces. This is a meal for an entire village. For Andrea and Anna, it's a tragedy.
I've established such a close connection to these animals. They're not just mantas for me anymore. I want to know who it is. I want to know which manta's gone.
She scours the beach in search of any body part with spots, anything she can piece together to identify this manta ray. But it's hopeless.
It's like finding a friend. But at the same time, I think it's really important to try and rise above that a bit and try and get a positive out of a negative.
Andrea and her team are able to take samples from the manta ray that will advance their research.
Luckily, we were able to secure almost all of the samples that we wanted, so we were able to do a lot of science, even though it's really obviously a sad thing to see.
With heavy hearts, the team heads back to shore. Down at Zavra, Nakia and her team encounter a sobering reality of their own.
Just as we were finished launching the boat, we were on our way just behind the breakers, and a fishing boat, a local fisherman, came to us, and he said he has a problem. We got ready to go assess the situation.
A leatherback turtle's been caught in a gill net.
I think it's a leatherback turtle. It's a big leatherback on a net. Oh, big one.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, it's right there. Okay.
It's a big leatherback. It's getting drowned now.
I was in a state of mind of just get in the water, get this turtle, cut out, let it go free. No matter what happens, no matter the conditions, just dive down. When a turtle's in distress, they have about a few minutes of surviving time because they lose a lot of oxygen when they stress.
It's a big turtle and it's a really rare turtle to see. I haven't seen the leatherback right close to the beach, so this is my first time.
The team only has 10 minutes to save this endangered turtle. Nakia holds the leatherback still for Mornay.
And I was just cutting the net off, trying to free the turtle as quick as possible, but at the same time not cutting off parts that will make it swim away with netting around the neck or the flippers.
I don't know what's going to happen with the guys in the water now. So, Pedro, can we go closer to see what's happening, please?
The turtle swims off, but a piece of netting is still tangled around her fin. Mornay chases after her. Finally, the team can breathe a sigh of relief. She is free.
It was entangled very, very badly, and luckily we were there to rescue it, but had we not been there, it probably would have drowned. And it's sad to see these larger animals get entangled and die, just at the cost of these fishing practices.
It's not only one net, it's you can see it. It's a lot of buoys. We have like 7, 10 nets at same place. So it's quite dangerous. They caught big mantas and big rays, a lot of rays and sharks and stuff. It's not legal. But yeah, our government tried to stop, but it's the local people. This is the food source.
Hey Love Nature fans, be sure to like and subscribe to catch all our wild animal stories. Get closer to nature right here on YouTube.